Have you ever lain in bed, your body completely exhausted, but your brain just wouldn't shut up, like a radio stuck on static, playing the worst possible scenarios on a loop, making you feel like your heart is about to burst out of your throat at any second? If that sounds familiar, please stay with me for the next few minutes, because I want to talk about what it feels like to be held hostage by your own mind. This is my story with anxiety. Let's start with an ordinary Monday morning. The alarm goes off. I open my eyes. Outside, the sunlight looks just like any other ordinary day. But inside my body, it feels like I've just been in a car crash. My heartbeat is pounding against my eardrums, that frantic rhythm you get after sprinting 400 meters. Except I haven't moved. I haven't even sat up yet. Then comes the cold numbness, creeping from my fingertips like electric ants crawling under my skin, shooting all the way up to my chest. My stomach clenches, so tight it feels like someone is wringing out my internal organs like a wet towel. Cold sweat drenches my palms. But deep inside, I'm shivering with a chill that no blanket can touch. You might ask, what are you so afraid of? If I could answer that question, maybe I wouldn't be in so much pain. Because the cruelest part of anxiety is this: your body is going through a life or death catastrophe. But in reality, absolutely nothing is happening. This is what they call anticipatory anxiety. Our brains, trying to protect us, overreact and trigger the fight or flight response. It thinks there's a saber-toothed tiger right in front of us. But in reality, all I have to do later is reply to a client's email or face a crowded subway car during rush hour. But do you know how absurd it feels? For just one email, my brain writes 1,000 different scripts. Script number 1, I reply too directly. The client thinks I'm rude. They pull the project. My boss thinks I'm useless. I get fired next month for poor performance. I can't pay rent. My landlord kicks me out. I end up homeless on the street. Script number 2, I reply too politely. The client thinks we're weak and unprofessional. They start lowballing our prices. Eventually, the whole company goes under. And it's all because of that one stupid email I sent. See, it's just a few words. But inside an anxious brain, I've already lived through 3 different versions of total societal failure. That's how we process daily life: exhausting, painful, and utterly draining. And the worst part, there's no reward when you actually succeed. When the email is finally sent and the client doesn't explode, anxiety doesn't congratulate me. Instead, it sneers. See, I told you there was nothing to worry about, but you panicked anyway. Pathetic. If that description already feels suffocating, then let me tell you the 3 most devastating truths about anxiety. Truths I've learned through blood, sweat, and tears. Core insight number 1. Anxiety completely steals your ability to live in the present moment. Psychologists call this temporal distortion. When anxiety hits, I cannot stay in the now. My mind obsessively ruminates on the past, chewing on mental vomit, replaying that greeting I exchanged with a coworker 3 minutes ago. Did his gaze linger half a second too long? Did I say something wrong yesterday? At the same time, my thoughts catapult into the distant future, prepaying emotional debt for disasters that haven't even happened yet. Once, I met a friend for dinner. I arrived 30 minutes early and sat down at the table. Was I enjoying the menu? Feeling the air conditioning? No. My brain was busy running a catastrophe simulation. What if we run out of things to talk about? What if my joke falls flat? What if she finds me boring and makes an excuse to leave early? By the time my friend finally showed up and sat across from me, I watched her lips moving, but I couldn't hear a single word she said. Because inside my head, a full-blown disaster movie was playing in IMAX. When the dinner ended, I realized with horror, I had just missed 2 entire hours of my real life. My body was there, but my soul had already been dragged to hell by anxiety. I didn't taste the food. I didn't feel the warmth of laughter. I wasn't living my life. I was just surviving the hallucination of it falling apart. This is the deepest wound for every anxiety sufferer. When we finally gather the courage to tell someone close to us, "I'm in so much pain," the response we usually get is, Just stop thinking so much. Or even worse, you're just bored. Get busy and you'll be fine. Do you know what that sounds like? It's like telling someone having an asthma attack, just breathe in harder. No kidding. The problem is I can't breathe. I once tried to explain this to my mother. I told her how my body gets inexplicably tense, like I'm wrapped in layers of tight rubber bands. She looked at me with that mix of pity and helplessness and said, "What could you possibly be afraid of? We've never let you go hungry." In that moment, I felt an overwhelming loneliness, deeper than the anxiety itself. It's the agony of standing in a crowded room but feeling like a deserted island. No one can hear your distress signal. And the worst part, you start to doubt yourself too. Maybe I really am too fragile. Maybe I'm not actually sick. Maybe I just have zero resilience. This self-stigmatization often breaks us down even faster than the anxiety itself. When anxiety attacks, our instinct is to flee. Over time, this shrinks our world into a tiny box, sometimes small enough to fit just one bed. I used to live a zero-error life. I only went to malls where I already knew exactly which subway exit to take. I only ordered dishes I'd eaten before that I knew wouldn't trigger any allergies. I never answered calls from unknown numbers. I turned down every social gathering that required a self-introduction round. I compressed my entire existence into a perfectly controlled Tupperware container. But guess what happened? That container kept getting smaller and smaller, until eventually, even taking out the trash became a 30-minute internal battle. Because I was scared of neighbors' stares. Scared of someone talking to me in the elevator. To avoid the hurricane outside, I locked myself inside an airtight room that was slowly suffocating me. I thought I was protecting myself, but I was actually committing slow-motion suicide. Because when you avoid all risks, you also avoid all the joy of being alive. If you're still here listening, and if these words feel like needles piercing your chest, then let me tell you this, my dear, it's not your fault. Our brains are just sick, the same way a cold gives you a runny nose. Anxiety just makes our hearts beat a little too fast. I'm sharing this today not for pity, and not for sympathy. I'm sharing it so that the next time your heart races and you feel like the world is caving in, you'll remember that somewhere out there, there's a woman who feels exactly the same way you do. We're both still fighting not to be defeated by our own minds. If this story touched you, if you believe that mental health deserves more understanding and fewer judgmental labels, then please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Because I want these voices, the ones screaming in the dark, to be heard by more people. We don't need to be saved, but we desperately need to be understood. I'm your name. Thank you for staying with me, without any visuals, just my voice, through my story. I'll see you in the next one.